This is going to hurt. Not because I want it to, but because the truth that lives inside this topic has been hurting you quietly for years, and nobody in your life has been honest enough to name it out loud. The people who are supposed to want the best for you sometimes don't. Not all of them, but some. And the devastating thing about family opposition is that it rarely looks like opposition. It looks like concern. It looks like keeping you grounded. It looks like love until you examine what it is actually producing in your life. Stay with every single point, because number 7 is the one that is going to make you stop breathing for a second. This is Heaven Sent Daily, and this is the conversation your future has been waiting for you to have. 1. They celebrate your struggles more than your wins. When something goes wrong, there is energy in the room. When something goes right, the response is flat, quiet, almost inconvenienced. 2. They remind you where you came from every time you try to go somewhere new, not as encouragement, as a ceiling. People like us don't do things like that. 3. They call your vision arrogance. Your ambition becomes pride. Your confidence becomes showing off. Every time you expand, they find a spiritual or moral reason to shrink you back down. 4. They share your private failures with people who have no business knowing, not out of concern, out of a need to make sure the room sees you the way they see you. 5. They are more comfortable with your struggle than your success. When you were broke, they were present. When things started moving, they became scarce, unavailable, suddenly busy. Proverbs 27:6. Wounds from a friend can be trusted, but an enemy multiplies kisses. The people hurting you are not always the ones who look like enemies. Sometimes they look exactly like family. 6. They plant doubt disguised as wisdom. Are you sure about this? Have you really thought it through? I just don't want to see you get hurt, said with a gentle voice, landing like a slow poison. 7. They compare you to your worst season constantly. Not who you are becoming, who you were when you failed. That version of you is safer for them. That version does not make them uncomfortable. 8. They are threatened by your growth and call it something else. The distance that appears when you level up gets blamed on you changing. You did change. That was the point. 9. They require your smallness as the condition for their love. The moment you outgrow the box they assigned you, the warmth cools, the calls decrease, the support evaporates. 10. They pray for you publicly and undermine you privately, the most dangerous sign of all, because it wears the mask of righteousness while doing the work of sabotage. Genesis 37. Joseph's brothers saw his coat, saw his dreams, and decided the problem was Joseph. They were wrong, and everything God placed in Joseph survived every person who tried to bury it. 10 signs. And if you recognized more than 3, you are not being paranoid. You are finally seeing clearly. This does not mean you cut everyone off. It does not mean you become bitter or closed or suspicious of every relationship you have. It means you stop handing your vision to people who have already decided what it is worth. It means you stop shrinking to make rooms comfortable that were never going to celebrate you anyway. It means you understand finally, fully, without apology, that not everyone who shares your blood shares your assignment. Protect what God put in you. Not everyone deserves access to it.